Hey, Pladman here. Just finished watching Gladiator 2, and don't watch it. It's a horrible movie. Objectively, it's just bad. It's a weird, soft reboot slash sequel of the first one. So if you like the first one, if you've never seen the first one, watch the first Gladiator. It's wonderful. It's a scotch dated, but also not. There's a few elements of the first one that are not. Whatever. But this second one is just bad. Like, you have epic actors like Denzel Washington, and you're like, why is he in this movie? Why does he have a New York accent? Why is he acting this way? Why is he touching his robe so much for someone who has a robe all the time? Why is he just like so many weird idiosyncrasies? The lead character guy is like, have you seen him in anything? I don't know. I had to look, and I'm like, nope, nothing I've seen. He does a bunch of artsy fartsy stuff that, okay, maybe it was an attempt to get chicks to watch it, but he had enough character to, like, I don't know, fill a cup of water. He didn't even hold a candle to Russell Crowe. Technically, this movie is a sequel. Technically. And they do this big change up on the main character. Basically, the main character is Russell Crowe's son, even though that was not indicated at all in the first one, and they just changed it for this convenience. Oh my God. What's worse about this movie is the only good parts are the action. And even then, for a history buff like myself, hey, puppies, knock it off. For a history buff like myself and a war like aficionado, like someone who appreciates good war films, this didn't fill either niche. Like, it was just not great. Hey, knock it off. Sorry, my dogs. One of my dogs is humping my other dog. Anyhow, so it just it felt so flat, and in weird way, there you could argue there's a bunch of like nods and winks and Easter eggs to the original, and all those come across as flat and weird and just copying. Like the first time, like in the first beginning thing, it was like, oh, cool, we're kind of getting like a rehash, not quite, of the whole first movie. Good. So people who haven't seen it can kind of get some semblance of the thing. And then the rest of the movie is just, oh, this is almost exactly the same. Like location, area, type of people, thing. Like, it was just so bad. Like, it just felt like they almost copied the whole thing and they just changed a few things. And then you have Pedro Pascal. Now, I politically don't like Pedro Pascal. I don't understand why he keeps getting put in so many things in Hollywood. My simple thought behind it is because he's Hispanic and he looks white. So he can play white, and yet they can check mark that thing of like, look, diversity hire, and that's it. And he's super leftist, so it's a win-win for them, because they get the diversity hire and they get somebody who like is totally part of the message and all that. And I think he's relatively affordable. Frankly speaking, I can't see Pedro Pascal like carrying a movie. Every time he's successful, he's part of an IP that's successful. And like Last of Us or Mandalorian. And it's like, yeah, he's in that. The IP is hyper successful and has a huge amount of fans, and he does a good enough job at it. But is he the best? Did he make the thing? No. It's not like Kurt Russell back in the day, where it's like Kurt Russell in the thing and you're watching it for Kurt Russell. Or Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible. You're watching it for Tom Cruise. Or Brad Pitt. And now, like, I'll watch a Brad Pitt movie because it's Brad Pitt. And it used to be same thing with Will Smith. But anyways, yeah. I'm also really upset with Ridley Scott. I think I did a review about Napoleon. I really wanted that movie to be amazing, and it totally sucked. Like, just epically sucked. And this is 2 movies in a row now for Ridley Scott where I'm like, dude, you were the guy. You were the sword and sandals guy. You made Gladiator. You made Kingdom of Heaven. You made some amazing movies. You made Robin Hood with Russell Crowe, and a lot of people say, oh, it's not too good. And I'm like, it's actually a really good film and way better than this film. So I'm just like, what the heck? And there was some like weird plot holes that I just checked with my wife, and I'm like, did they mention it? And I just didn't get it. Like, where did these two emperors come from? They didn't mention. Oh, we just suddenly 16 years later, after the original, have two emperors, and I'm like, okay, it's actually been 24 years, so I don't know why you don't just do that, but I also know why. There was so much stuff, and there was this weird thing. I gotta look up who it was. They kept like showing. It was weird. In the beginning, they attacked Nubia, and there's like a lot of white people there in Nubia, and I'm thinking to myself, and I even told my wife, mid-movie, mid-theater, I'm like, it's kind of hilarious to me how many white people were in Nubia, which is known for its black archers, and very, very successful, hey, Baron, knock it off. But, like, suddenly there's a bunch of white people here, and we have all these white slaves going over, and I'm thinking to myself, like, this is like the one time you guys can justifiably just stack the deck and have everyone here be black. But they're like, no, we're not going to do that. And I don't understand why. There's other small things, like the main character, both of the main characters, Pedro Pascal and the other guy, I didn't care about either of them. I didn't care what happened to them. I couldn't even remember the main guy's name at all. They kept saying it, but it was like so loud I couldn't hear. I was just disappointed. It's just horrible. So like, just don't watch the movie, because it's effectively a bad copy of Gladiator, and just watch the original Gladiator. It's only 24 years old, easy to watch. Pretty sure it's on one of the streaming services for free, but it's honestly one of those movies you buy on Blu-ray because it's that amazing. Anyways, rant over. I love you all. Plaidman out. Bye.